Howdy gamers, Old Gamer Guy here. Welcome to another Stellaris Console Edition video. In the last episode, the derp declared war against us, and because of a defensive pact, they are also now at war with the League of Valshow and the Autocracy of Nur. We saw them send a large fleet into that small bit of Haven Commonwealth space that's deep within the orange there. That's the Derp Empire, and they landed some troops and they occupied one of my planets. I can't build a fleet right now that can take on their big fleet, but I did build a small fleet, and now I'm going around in their space and blowing up military stations, not military stations, but research stations and mining stations. I think I do blow up a spaceport or two as well. So yeah, hopefully I don't run into their fleet here because they will destroy me. Meanwhile, the planet that I was terraforming is ready to colonize, so I'm sending a colony ship over that way to do just that. We now return you to your previously scheduled war footage as I continue to blow up and damage some of their war effort.
Colony established. Alien spaceport engaged. Situation log updated.
I didn't see their big fleet for a long time, so they must have, after they occupied my planet, they must have gone to the left on the map and then gone up through Valshow space, but then they finally turned up in this system within my space. They didn't really do much damage. They destroyed one of my mining stations, and then they turned around and warped out. They did fly into my space, but they didn't really do much else. I could not take on that big fleet, but I did decide to try and blow up their transport fleet that has their occupation soldiers on it. But I was not able to catch up with them, and the big fleet and the transport fleet turned around and flew back up there to the northwest on the map. So I decided to take my fleet back to our home spaceport and do some repairs and replace some ships, because I did lose a few blowing up a spaceport. But yeah, the big fleet, this is about all they did really in my space. I assume they were doing more damage in the Valshow space. You can see the big fleet has been knocked down to 29k or so, and it was at 31k, so they have been in some combat, but they are able to take care of my stations here with no trouble. But thankfully this is all they did, and then they turned around and warped back out of the system. Over on my new planet, it has been discovered that big chunks of the forest are migrating, sort of like the Ents in Lord of the Rings. So we had the choice of either studying them or burning them because they are sort of messing up our colonization.
Special project complete.
We studied them for a while and found out that they were migrating because of an insect pheromone. And so we began to be able to control that to some extent. And then eventually we were able to live in peace and even have people build houses on the tops of the trees and ride the trees around the planet. But meanwhile, I repaired and rebuilt my fleet and then went back into derp space because they had rebuilt some of the stations that I had destroyed earlier. The Sacred Cyrillan Confederacy has apparently joined the Harmonious League. I'm still not able to do that. I can't do that while I'm at war. So we'll have to see if that situation has improved any once this war ends. And, spoiler alert, you're about to see it end.
Research complete.
Because as I went in to destroy this station here, that's orbiting this star,
Incoming transmission.
I got an incoming transmission from the derp. And what do you know? They're giving up again. They don't want the war to get out of hand. So I guess the League of Valshow was doing some good damage to them. Maybe they were being kept busy at some other place. I don't know. Meanwhile, on my new planet, coexistence with the migrating trees has gone so well that happiness on the planet is going to be boosted by 20% for 120 months. So that's great. So happy times all around. We got happy trees, happy colonists. The war is over. So I'm going to leave off here for now. The war went well, although I didn't really have to do much. And we'll see what happens in the next video. Thanks for watching.